Hey guys, Davey Wavy here. So we've been talking a lot about big lately because we're having the big sale on Himeros.tv. And so I want to share with you the story of the biggest that I ever took, at least up until that point in my life. I think I was around 18 or 19 and there was this guy, this is like back in the day of America Online. Many of you are too young to even understand this, but there were like chat rooms and a member directory. And there was this guy that I found who went to college near my house who was like a student athlete. He played like baseball and football and like totally seemingly straight. But I think I just like looked him up and we were chatting and he never told me to like go f myself, which was like enough for me to keep engaging with him in conversation. And at some point I said to him, I was like, you know, you're such a big guy. You're like 6'3", that like no matter how big your is, like it's going to look small just because his body was like so big and so muscular. And he was like, nah bro, like I don't have that problem. And I was like, the drool like just started pouring. So one night I was online and we were chatting and he was like, dude, why don't you come over? And I was like, well, you know, like what my intentions are here. He's like, dude, just come over. So I like got in my car, like drove there as fast as I possibly could. And he answered the door and he was staying in his like, I don't know, it was his like parents' like beach house or something. I don't know, or his grandparents' beach house. But for some reason he had like all of these trophies like all over the walls of this like beach house that he was staying in. Because he was like such a good athlete and like I was just getting like wetter and wetter and like harder and harder as he's like showing me like he was like, you know, Italian American athlete of the year, whatever it is, all this stuff. And so, you know, we're talking and finally I'm like, look, like he knows what I want and he clearly invited me over. So like, I'm just gonna go for it. And so I like reached forward and I pulled down his sweatpants. He had a white t-shirt on and these gray sweatpants. And there was like a substantial bulge in it. And I pulled down his sweatpants and this absolutely massive, like giant swinging penis was like right in front of me. And it was like I had like seen for the first time in my life. Like suddenly I was like, oh. And he grabbed me by the back of my neck and he lifted me up so that I was like basically eye level with him. And I was like, oh, like he's gonna like punch me or like spit on me or something. Spitting on me actually I probably would have been okay with. But he started kissing me. He like made out with me. And also I remember thinking at the time like, oh, like I love that he's like into it, but like maybe he doesn't need to be like this into it. Like I kind of wanted him to be like, you know, the internalized homophobia that we have. Like I kind of wanted him to be like not that into it. I wanted him to be like more straight. So so I blew him for a little while and he kept saying, he's like, well, what else can we do? What else can we do? And I was like, I mean, like his was massive, like unfathomable to me. And I was like, well, I mean, you could try to me, but like you're gonna need lots of lube. And I was also like, well, let this be the ultimate test, because if he has lube, then like he's probably not so straight. Because I think for the most part, straight guys tend to not have lube like on hand. I know that they sometimes use it, like vaginas aren't necessarily blah 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 blah. But I was like, let's see where this goes. And he's like, yeah, I've got lube. And so he goes into the bathroom and he comes back with like a tub of Vaseline. And I was like, that's not lube, and yet we're still gonna make it work. And so I Vaselined up his and the funny thing is that like his even though it was substantially larger than any of the that I had taken up until that point in my life, it was like, I think because there's such a mental component to like taking a big and I wanted it so bad that it was like my ass just like opened. It was like, it could have been, you know, it could have been like a leg, like I was gonna take it. So, and when he me, it was like the finger of God was inside me. It was like the angels in heaven, like the choirs they sang. It was just like, oh, like it was a religious experience to be like nailed by this like beautiful man with this giant penis in his grandfather's bed. Well, anyway, so it's funny because we kind of kept in touch over the years and he later married a woman and this, that, and the other thing. But to this day, it's probably one of the hottest experiences that I've ever had in my life. And like something that I will keep in my spank bank like until the day that I die. And then maybe now you can enjoy the story too. We should film this for Himeros TV. Which, by the way, so if you do want to check out, we're doing this big sale. It's 9 months of Himeros.tv for like $9 and change per month. It's an awesome deal. It's like a 73% discount. So if you guys are interested in being a part of our community at Himeros.tv, we would love to have you. I hope you enjoyed my story. Thanks so much for listening, and as always, more to come.